Hello, it's Teresa from Function Living. I thought I'd jump on and do a quick chat. It's so peaceful and quiet right now. I'm home alone. Well, I'm home with my two cats, so they might make a little bit of noise off and on. But I kind of wanted to just talk about my channel, what it's about, kind of like update. I know I got some new subscribers, so thank you for that. My channel is what it is called, Function Living. And that is about like how to be more organized, how to have like a cleaning routine. I have recipe ideas that I share, ways to save money, how to utilize food banks if you need help from the food pantry, because I know it's hard to function with these inflating prices of groceries. It's really hard. And just to function every day, because I used to have problems in that area. I used to work full time and my house would fall apart and I would just be disorganized, and I would spend a lot of money on food because I didn't feel like cooking, so I'd go with fast foods or I don't know. Just I would spend a lot of money on groceries and stuff. But my life changed when God brought me to this new town I live in. I've been here about a year, so it's not that new. But He moved me, and I couldn't no longer work full time because I have to take care of my dad, and things changed, and I don't have childcare for my daughter, and there's so much going on. But I'm a caretaker now, and I take care of some people. In fact, I'm supposed to be having another client pretty soon, so yeah. So I'll be getting more hours, but I still won't be full time. Should be about a little bit more than part time, but it won't be full time. But that being said, I had to look up YouTube videos for a lot of things, like, oh, how am I going to save money on food? What can I do? And so I researched that, got ideas, and then I was moving into a smaller place. And so when I moved to the smaller place, I'm like, how am I going to keep this place organized? How? So I watched, some YouTube videos and got a lot of inspiration. So then it inspired me to share my experiences and what I'm doing and how to stay functional. And it's not for everybody, everybody does everything differently. Like, I do things differently than the videos I watch. I got a lot of great ideas, but then I put it in my lifestyle, the way I live. So, but I just want to add, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this, even to function at all, or anything, if I didn't have God. So this is also a faith-based channel. I don't allow cussing or anything on my comments. I'm sorry if, that's not what I'm about. I'm not perfect. None of us are. That's the point. I just want to share my videos. I want them to be faith-based. I want to help others. To be able to fight everyday task that causes stress, and I'm not pushing my religion on nobody. And it's not even a religion, it's a relationship. So I know we all come from different churches and backgrounds, and some people might not believe, and that's fine. That's not between me and them, that's between God and them. But that is what my channel is about. I'm not going to be all reading scriptures and all that and all the time. I might once in a while, but it will have the description of the video when I post it. But right now I just wanted to say that that's how I function, mostly because of God. Without him, I couldn't. Before I had my walk with Christ, before I was just in the motion, yeah, I would go to church and I would like pick up the Bible and like not understand it and whatever, and just go through the motions and just, you know. But then I dug deeper and got closer, and now I have this great relationship with God. And he helps me function. He really does, because before I was always angry. I was this angry, bitter person, cussing all the time, just blah, you know, yelling at my kids, just hating life, hating everything around me. And I just realized I couldn't live that way no more. And I wasn't getting what I needed out in the world. The world was not going to help me. I mean, psychiatrists, counselors, friends, family, alcohol, none of that was helping me, you know? So I finally was like, okay, God, what do you want? You know, what do I need to do? When every time I felt like distance away from him, I drew closer. I was like, no. I was like the lady who grabbed his robe, like just a piece of his robe, just a thread. That was me. Like, that's like, I feel like I was like, just, I need Jesus. I need you, Jesus. I need you, Jesus, you know, like, and I dug deeper into classes at church and dug deeper in the Bible, learned more about the Bible, worship music, you know, instead of all the other trashy music I was listening to. Some of it was good, but some of it, oh boy, not good. So I started listening to worship music, watching sermons, just kept digging deeper, and I still do. I still dig deeper. I actually reached out to my old church today and apologized because I kept having dreams about my old church. Like I was going back and visiting, like, and then talking to the members, and they were a big part of my life for a long time. They were in my life for like 10 years, you know, longer than that. I think actually longer than that. Yeah, I would say about 15. But I, at the time, thought I wasn't getting what I needed from the church. I feel like I was distant from God, and I thought maybe it was because of the church. It took me till now to realize that it wasn't me. I mean, it was me. It wasn't them. It was me. You know, I should have went to them and said, this is how I'm feeling. I should have dug deeper like I am now. But I was not in that time frame in my head back then. I was different, completely different. I let my situations, you know, get in a way instead of having God to help me through those situations. So, but I reached out because I kept having these dreams for like the past couple weeks, off and on. And I was like, what is this? Why do I keep dreaming about my old church that I left? So I reached out to them and I apologized because I felt God was telling me, you need to apologize. You need to ask for forgiveness the way you left. Because the way you left, I just left. Just never went back. And I would avoid them every time I would see them somewhere, members of the church, or just tried to avoid them, ignore the calls and everything. It was bad. I had that guilt for years. I shouldn't have done that. But I did go to another church. In that church, it turned out okay too. It turned out great. But again, I was going through the motions, and it was me. I had to reach out to Jesus too. They can't just do all the work for me. So the more I dug deeper, the more I grew, and now God moved me to another town, and I'm going to a great church, and I'm really involved there. And I was like, when I left my church from my hometown, I was like, great, I got to go to another church, blah, blah, blah. I researched it. I found it when I first went in there. I was like, this is nothing like my other church. I miss my other church. That was the enemy trying to get me to like not go to church. But it turns out now, not only did I have that new church, but I had my family church back at home. And now, as today, as I made peace with my old church, I'm watching them online too. So now I have 3 churches. One I physically go to, then 2 other ones that I watch online. I have 3 church families. Yes, one of them's completely different from the other. The 2 churches, like the one I attend now, is non-dimensional. And the first one I went to for many years was Pentecostal. They have a little bit of different beliefs, but all of it still is the same belief of having a relationship with Jesus and separating ourselves from the world and not living in our flesh and not being selfish. Just the other church I went to, they didn't believe in wearing makeup, wearing your hair long, not cutting it, wearing dresses, and speaking in tongues. Okay? Well, my church, there's people now who speak, in tongues and have the Holy Spirit. That's how they connect with God. That's just my belief. Like, people connect with God differently, like worship God differently. So, I respect them. They're definitely not losing anything doing those things. I mean, me wearing makeup, me cutting my hair, me wearing pants, is between God and I. But I still have a relationship with God. So, that's all I got to say about all that. It's just, I made peace. That was a big step for me. God's just been really working through my life. And if you would have saw how I used to be and how I am now, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. And it's a struggle because I do have my daughter who is autistic. And I have 2. They're both teenagers, my son and my daughter. And I got to deal with their attitudes. And all 3 of my children, my oldest son, they do not want to believe, which is hard. And they both, not both, the both that live with me, yeah, but all 3 of my kids have real bad mouths, cussing mouths, because we all grew up in cussing environment. I grew up in a cussing environment, and then I passed it down to them. And I'm telling you, that cycle is hard to break. I am not cussing, and when I start even thinking about a cussing word, because I get frustrated or whatever, I rebuke it and I don't say it. And I'm trying to get my kids to stop cussing. Because cussing to me is not just because God doesn't like it. Yeah, he doesn't like it. But it's not peaceful. It's garbage. And most of the time when people cuss, it's because they're angry. A lot of times people cuss with every word they say anymore, but it doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound peaceful. It sounds chaotic. Chaos is what it sounds like. And I don't want to have no part of it. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to say it. Don't want to think it. That's where I'm at now. But when I moved here and stuff, and then watching the videos, I feel like God's saying, you could do this. You can make videos. You can do this. You have a lot of great ideas, so yeah. I'll be doing more cleaning videos. I'm actually going to do one here in a little bit. But I'll be doing seasonal cleaning videos more. I moved in here the end of July, so I haven't really had to do any deep cleaning yet, but it's about that time. And I'm actually going to start this month. So every season, I'll start doing a seasonal cleaning video. From the front of the apartment to the back. Organizing and deep cleaning, like cleaning shelves, washing walls, baseboards, all that. Organizing stuff, getting rid of things, figuring out better places for it, because I have some Monica closets going on around here. They're not that bad. I'll say that. They're not as bad as Monica's closet. My storage is pretty packed, but it's still not like everything's gonna fall on you. Thank God. but I still need to organize everything. We have to constantly organize things. We constantly have to throw things out and get rid of things. We do, or it just accumulates. And I'm not a clutter person. I don't like clutter. I have more space in this apartment. Thank God. I love it. More space, So, but it doesn't mean to keep everything, because then I wouldn't have space if that was the case. But yeah, and I just budgeting, like, I'm working on that myself, so I'm not gonna really share anything about that. Trying to work on getting out of debt here. It's hard with not working full time, but having income that I used to have, and where I'm at now, it's really hard. So I have all my bills. Those bills didn't go away when my income changed. So trying to get out of debt, that's my goal. But I will share ways to save money. Like, I'm going to get a new wash machine and dryer eventually, but not a new. I'm going to get used. I want to get a deep freezer because my freezer is always full and I need more room. And I want to start like freezing my leftovers again that we're not eating so they don't go to waste, and do a lot of food prepping. And I can't really because my freezer is small. It's not small, but it's small enough where I can't do all that. So I need a deep freezer so I can start doing that, because a deep freezer will be actually an investment in me saving money in the long run. But I will look for one that's used. I won't buy a brand new one unless I can save up for it. That's my goal. I'm not going to try to get things on credit anymore. I have credit cards, and once I pay them all off again, I like to just start using those to pay bills, and then, so my bills are getting paid, but then I can pay my credit cards off. Do it that way so everybody gets their money and everybody's winning and I'm winning. So that's that. I like to share ways to use the food you already have in your pantry, doing your shopping off of that instead of just going shopping, because I used to do that when I worked full time and just go shopping, and then I'd be buying the same thing and didn't even notice, and food would go to waste. So since I moved and I was like, I need to save money, how do I do this? It's one of the things I learned from those videos I watched. Clean out my pantries, shop from my pantries, use what I have there first. What do I have? What do I need? And then the food bank, I volunteer at a food bank, and I'm able to get free food. Now, if we were shorthanded, I wouldn't do that. If we were short on food, I wouldn't do that. But we have plenty, and when we have plenty, I'm able to take it home. And I get to take like the meat that's been opened home, and I usually put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer. But that saves me money too. I get a lot of my meat from that. I really don't get the fruits and vegetables too much because they tend to go bad. If I'm going to use them, I need to use them right away because they go bad really quick. The food pantry gets food from the stores. We save the food that they were going to throw away and give it out to the community that needs it. And now I'm getting extra bread from there, and I'm freezing the bread and making peanut butter jelly sandwiches for the homeless. If they have peanut butter or jelly, I'll grab it. But I've had plenty right now that I stocked up on for that too. So God put that in my heart to help the community more, because I know how hungry these homeless people are, and just going out to outreach Thursday once a week is not enough for me. I feel like, oh my goodness, I wish I could do more. I can't go out every day looking for everybody, but when I'm driving out around running my errands, I have my bag here that the waters and the sandwiches will be in, and they'll be in my car when I'm out running around, and I could give them to them. And then when I come home for the day, it goes back at the fridge, and it has ice water, so the water keeps everything cold. So that's how I'm helping in the community. That's what God put in my heart. And before I moved out here, when I was working full time, I kept thinking how I want to help homeless people more. And that was another reason God moved me here, and I'm not working full time, so I can do that. I am not a lazy person. I work part time, but I also help the church a lot, the community a lot. I do the volunteering at the food bank. That's 2 hours a week. I help with the outreach. That's about 2 hours a week. So, yeah, I do a lot with my time. So, I'm glad I can do that. So, yeah, that's how I stay functional. Those are the ways. And I'm hoping, to help others out there. And if you have ideas, share them with me. That'd be great. If you have any other YouTubers you watch that give you great ideas, let me know. I've had subscribed to a lot of people. Clutterbug, Frugal Fit Mom, Southern Frugal Mama, Mama Bear. There's a lot of people that I'm following, on YouTube now. And they're really great. They give me a lot of great ideas. So I'm hoping to help inspire other people too. And I suggest you look them up, those people, if you are not subscribed to them, because they're really good. Frugal Fit Mama is more about saving money and recipes. And Mama Bear and Southern Frugal Mama, they're about cooking and saving money too. Clutterbug, she organizes. So, yeah, there's a few other ones. I'm drawing a blank right now. But watch them. They're really good. And I hope this video did you well. I just wanted to hop on and kind of give an outline what I'm about. If you're not religious, please don't be afraid. I'm not going to be Bible pushing. Like I said, I will put on my video when I'm sharing a scripture or a testimony or whatever on there. So it's your choice to watch it or not, because that's another thing I believe in, and I've learned that Jesus wants us to have a relationship with him willingly. It's not forced. God does not want us to be forcefully believing in him. He wants it to be willingly. It's all, self-will. He doesn't want it forced. You can't force people to love you. You just can't. So I respect everybody's choices, So, okay, that's enough. I'm just rambling on. So stay happy, stay healthy, and stay functional. God bless you all. Bye.